What's up, guys? This is Showtime Fight Form. Thank you guys for watching as always. And this is fight week. This is an amazing week because it's fight week. We have a UFC event and a big time boxing match. We have Usyk versus fighting Anthony Joshua at heavyweight for pretty much all the belts. And then we have UFC 266, which is going to be our topic today. I'm more of an MMA guy, so I'm really hype about getting another pay-per-view event. This card isn't the greatest card in the world, but we get championship fights. So I'm always happy. I'm always happy to see the fight the best. That's always the best. Now, let's go ahead and get right to the nitty gritty. I'm going to make my fight predictions as always. Hopefully, I can go on my winning streak like I have been a few pay-per-views. I've been really good. So, first fight I want to start with is Jessica Andrade fighting Cynthia. Cynthia. I don't know how to pronounce her last name. I really be butchering her last name. I'm sorry. Now, this is going to be a fun fight. And I know everybody's going to be excited for this fight because we all know Jessica Andrade is a human tornado. She's like the Tasmanian devil. She comes forward, throws nothing but punches, and gets the finish normally, unless she, gets dismantled by Valentina Shevchenko, who we're going to talk about a little bit later. I'm hyped. I'm hyped for this fight. It's going to be action-packed. Cynthia loves the box. We all know Jessica. I don't even want to call it boxing. She like to throw hands. All right, that's what we do know. How do I see this fight going? Simple and plain. Jessica Andrade is just too much woman for most women in the UFC, especially from 125 and below. She's just too much. Her volume, and she has amazing cardio for a person that throws so many power punches. I'm going to go Jessica Andrade by TKO by the second round. I think Cynthia, I've seen her get tired before. Think the pace is going to wear her down, and it's going to be a combination from hell that's going to tear her apart. So that's my first one. TKO, second round, book it. And if you lose any money and you actually bet on what I did, I'm sorry. There ain't shit I can do about it. Sorry, buddy. Now, second fight. Going to be Curtis Blaydes fighting Usyk. But was it Biggie Boy? I think this is going to be a pretty easy matchup for Curtis Blaydes. I hope he did learn from his last fight. If you don't know, you should probably see his knockout. That was probably one of the worst knockouts of the year. That was vicious by Derek Lewis. So I would love for that fight. So I'm pretty sure he will learn. One, obviously, set your shots up. Please set your shots up. Stop assuming that you could just bulldoze everybody because people do watch tape. And I think he will learn from that. Biggie Boy is a very boring fighter. People love him. I'm not going to say I hate to watch him fight, but I know what to expect. If he doesn't land that big shot, you will be asleep watching that fight because he doesn't do anything else but land that shot. It's kind of like Tyron Woodley in a way. But Curtis Blaydes is going to push the action. I do think that he will take him down, and I see him getting a stoppage. I'm going to say first round TKO, ground and pound. And if it's not the first round, it's definitely going to be the second round. I think he's just going to wear him out and just beat the hell out of him. Now, the third fight, the fight that you all care about so much, I don't care about it because who cares about two dudes that's washed up fighting on a pay-per-view? It is what it is. But we have Robbie Lawler fighting Nick Diaz. The return of Nick Diaz. Everybody's extremely hyped. One, I get it. Nick is a very exciting fighter. I love to watch him fight, especially in his prime. He was amazing, man. But we have to recognize this guy is way past his prime. Yes, we haven't seen him fight in a while. Sure, cool. But that's going to be ring rust. I mean, at the end of the day, I don't even remember the last time he's fought. What has it been, 4 or 5 years? Like 5 years? I'm sure he's been training, but yet and still, man. Granted, they gave him the perfect opponent. They gave him somebody who's already fought before. He's knocked out before. And Robbie Lawler, who's person we already know who's past their prime. We've already seen him fight. I believe he's lost like his last 4 or 5. It's been really bad for Robbie Lawler, simple and plain. How do I see this fight going? Realistically, I don't see how Nick Diaz doesn't win. Robbie has been trigger shy lately. Like it's been weird. Normally we see Robbie just fearless. I don't care. But ever since that little Tyron Woodley knockout, he hasn't been the same realistically. He's not as aggressive. And we've seen him get picked apart several times. So, I mean, I have a hard time seeing Robbie winning. He's not as much of a threat as he was in his prime when he was a champion. So I'm going to go Nick Diaz, and I'm going to say by unanimous decision. It's a 3-round fight. If it was a 5-round, I would say Nick is going to finish it in the later rounds. But since it's not, I see Nick getting the decision, 30-27, Nick Diaz. Y'all will be happy, and hopefully Also, hopefully he shows some good stuff so then we can get him into bigger fights. I would love to see him fight somebody like Wonder Boy. Can you imagine Nick Diaz fighting Wonder Boy? Like a Stockton slap to the nicest dude in the UFC. That's a fun fight. So hopefully we get that. I would love to see it. And I know Wonder Boy would love to have that fight. Now we're gonna go into the championship fights. One is gonna be extremely easy. The second one is gonna be extremely hard. Let's go ahead and go to the easy one. Valentina Shevchenko's 21-3. She's lost to the greatest woman ever twice out of those 3 losses. And very controversial and close fights, by the way. She's fighting Lauren Murphy, who's 15-3. She's won her last, 5 fights? And the last one, even though I thought she lost, it was still close. And I'm not going to hate on her for that. She's overmatched, man. I don't see anything Lauren. I genuinely don't see an advantage. And I'm not trying to be disrespectful towards her. But at the end of the day, she's overmatched in every single skill set. Wrestling, I'm still favoring Valentina Shevchenko. Cardio, I'm still putting Valentina. Power, Valentina. Striking, we already know, Valentina. Even jiu-jitsu, I'm putting Valentina. I don't see a path of victory. Realistically, the best way she can win is somehow, some way, Valentina trips on a banana and slips and breaks her neck and then fight's over. That's the only way I can see that fight ending for Lauren winning. It's going to be a massacre. She's going to get her ass beat very bad. If she gets out the first round, I personally would be shocked. Lauren, once again, you can't take anything really away from her. She was on The Ultimate Fighter. She didn't win. She was honestly an underdog pretty much her whole career. She was a former drug addict and she's overcame that. And now she's worked her way to a championship fight. That's something to be proud of. But you about to get your ass whooped. And it's going to be bad. Really bad. I mean, good luck. But Valentina Shevchenko, first round stoppage by whatever the hell she wants. If she wants to knock her out, she'll knock her out. If she wants to submit her, she will submit her. But it ain't going to be competitive. Now, the fight that is going to be, in my opinion, competitive is the championship fight for the featherweight belt, which will be Aleksandar Volkanowski fighting Brian Ortega. T-Cities, like they call them. They try to do this fake beef thing. Granted, they might not really like each other, but that whole stage beef is weird. This fight is going to be excellent, just for the simple fact that we have 2 dudes that are very, very good. I can't wait to see Aleksandar fight somebody else in a championship fight that is not Max Holloway to see how, what is he going to do? Because this is a completely different challenge for Aleksandar. Simple and plain, Brian Ortega, we already know. You don't take him down. His jiu-jitsu is one of the best in the UFC, best in MMA, period. He can submit anybody. Stand-up has gotten way better. Ever since that Max fight and what we've seen with Korean Zombie, I didn't know who the hell Brian Ortega was. Outside of him going bald. But you know how they do Hoodie Mello, or they do what is it? Was it Untucked Kyrie Irving? We have bald Brian Ortega. Bald Brian Ortega is something not to be messed with. He's a problem for everybody in the featherweight division. If he fights that way, I can easily see him becoming champion. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people will want that because then you can get a Max rematch. But however, we will see how that works out. Alex, he's one of those guys that is great everywhere. Great takedowns. He has really good jiu-jitsu. You can't really submit him. And he has great striking. Is he elite anywhere? Personally, in my opinion, I don't think there's a phase as far as if you want to go strictly grappling and stand up. Is he elite either or? I personally don't believe so. I think he has elite footwork. I think he evades very well. And he's a great combination of everything. And that's what makes him so dangerous. That's what made him dangerous for Max. Stand up wasn't going well. What did he do? He shot, and then he, was able to ride out Max Holloway. Then, certain times he could get success in the stand up with Chad Mendez, with Jose Aldo. He's able to switch it up, which is very important being in the top level. Brian Ortega, we just seen he's well-rounded now. Is he a great wrestler? No, not really. But he's an elite jiu-jitsu practitioner, and he's a very good striker, and he has great power. This is going to be tough. Very, very tough. Now you say, Josh, who do you have winning this fight? I've put some thought into it, and I just have a hard time right now betting against Brian Ortega. I mean, Aleksandar can very well, beat him by unanimous decision. But Brian just holds too many threats, man. And I do think that he learned so much after that Max beating and is a new guy. So I'm going to go Brian Ortega by submission in the second round. But that's my predictions. That's how I see the fights going. You tell me what you guys think. As always, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you follow me at Showtime Sanders. And as always, tell me what you think of the show, man. Thank you for tuning in. This is Showtime's Fight Forum. Make sure you be blessed.